Why do people ignore warning signals? To escape poverty. Some people marry purely because the person they want to marry has prospects. Before you think of the prospect another person has, first of all, build prospect in yourself. You find people saying the kind of man they deserve, the kind of women they deserve, and when you shake them, they are like chaff. You don't have any value, but you are looking for the best man to marry you. Are you not a joker? That's why you find leeches all over the place. Young men position themselves with lies. You see them gym, when they are done gymming, their chest is like this. They wear suit and stand as if they are doing something. Forget about the external looks. Gym is for health. It improves your health. When you finish, show me the value you have. Don't allow any young man come and stand with coordination and deceive you. Hey, how you doing? Oh, well, I'm doing well. It's chaff. Most of them will go and stand in front of E3 in the evening with a borrowed car as if they are doing something on their phone. When they see young ladies with prospect, they walk in and, hey, can I pay for you? Don't pay for me. I have money. I'm not saying be rude to people, but be discerning. When you find a man who is empty, discern. They are too fake. See, when you see a prince, he doesn't need to act. He grew a prince. When you see somebody faking it, from the language to the walk to the composure, it's not real. And the same thing applies to women. Everything they wear, they are always naked. Barb all the eyelashes, barb all. There's no eyelashes there anymore. They use eye pencil to draw fake eyelashes. Their nails are like this, as if they will use the nail as a garden fork. Don't be deceived by those looks. See, build value in yourself and then get somebody that has value. The point I'm making is, don't be empty without value and just carry a good body and come and start saying you need the best of men or the best of women. You are a joker. Even God will not allow it. Somebody who plans and builds his life, you want God to throw him into an empty container like you, so that your life will become a crisis for him. Before you ask God for the good husband, be a good wife. And before you ask God for a good wife, be a good husband. And it applies particularly in this context to the area of financial stability. Don't be a leech. Get something doing. You find people, they are running, pouring affection on women. A young man is sending messages 30 times in a day. Sir, this is not love. This is idleness. What do you do that you have time to send messages 30 times in a day? Don't you have anything to do with your life? Do you think? Or your name is love. What do you apply your mental power to? 6 a.m. baby, I love you. 6:30, hey, how's it going? Except, Oga, when do you use your brain? Those are leeches. If they marry you, that's how they will lie on the bed and say, you know, I don't know, there's no cash now. They will use English. They will drain you of all your hard-earned money. They are leeches. Do you think you find a visionary young man who is going somewhere? He wakes up in the morning, checks up on you, and then before 2 hours he's still calling you? What do you mean? A man who wants to take the world. Lazy people lazying around, hiding under the guise of love. A girl is there. In one day she texts you 25 times. The next day 30 times. The next day oh God, wait. What? Can you raise a child? Do you cook? What job do you do? Let's not lazy around and call it love. That's how you find leeches. And I'm not saying don't pay attention, don't love. When you find a man who lies as a way of life, be careful. No matter how much you love him, put that love aside first. Because if you marry that man, after a short while, that love will vanish. So if somebody lies as a way of life, please take time to make sure that issue is dealt with before you delve into marriage. You can't place him. Today he's doing one, tomorrow he's doing another, as though he's bipolar. If you marry that kind of person, every day of your life will be full of surprises, and they will not be pleasant surprises. And you will discover that your life will be, there will be heartaches. Those heartaches will give you high blood pressure. It will kill your faith, or it will kill you. And so in order not to have heartaches, if you find out somebody is inconsistent, please check it out. Today he rises up, he said he's about to change his word, and all God is telling him now is to study. You come tomorrow, he's in a birthday party. You come next tomorrow, he's smoking cigarette. He says he wants to see what it looks like. He tells you, God tells him to be in Abuja. After 2 months, he said no, it's Kano. Before you arrive Kano, he said, Kai, the next vision he's seeing is Yola. There's something wrong. That person doesn't have stability. When you find somebody who is not stable, take time to check where. That's how he will wake up one day and say, the way this marriage is going, it feels like he needs to breathe. You now say, there's enough oxygen in this room. What do you mean by breathing? He said, the room is very big. Are you looking for oxygen? Let me bring an oxygen mask for you. Quarrel, before you know, he slaps you. And then he kneels down and says, sorry, it's a mistake. It's not a mistake. Trace it very well. It's in his DNA. I'm telling you, his father slaps. His grandfather also slaps. If they are honest, they will tell you, there's no mistake. See, there's no way you can make mistake and lift your hand and get the exact position of somebody's cheek. No, that kind of mistake, there's too much precision allocated to it to be a mistake. He knows there's something running in his blood. You will become a punching bag. And this is not men versus women. There are some women that beat their husbands. They are so ashamed to tell their friends. There are many husbands who are dying, especially those who are outside Nigeria. You know, in Nigeria, the higher percentage of those who beat are men. When you go to Europe, you will run back because of family. You will just pack your load and come home. Even the women they married from here and took there, after 1 year, they now become gang leaders. You marry the lady, you say she's naive. You now relocate to Europe. She now hears that if you quarrel your wife, it's verbal abuse. She will go and ask her neighbor, is it true? They'll say, of course. She will ask another neighbor, is it true? Yeah. Did your husband? She'll say, no, not yet. The next time you cough, she will call the police. You better kneel down and start begging. Because they will first start checking your papers. How did you come here? If your papers are correct, then they will check your history, your medical history, to find out whether there is schizophrenia. And so when you find violent tendencies, please don't take it for granted. You talk about the Bible, you say forget those things. Is it everything you quote Bible? Be careful. A man who doesn't fear God will not fear you or fear your father-in-law. Even people who are religious, they have a measure of fear for God. Because they know about hell. And they also know they will die one day. If you find a man who doesn't fear God, if you ask me, trust God again. You are in the wrong direction. They are smoking, they are drinking. You come to the house, everywhere is smoke, it's full of smoke. And then you are acting as a virtuous woman. You are cleaning the house. You pack his clothes to wash. You will soon die. A man who is reckless and given to addiction, or a woman, she sips cocaine. When you come, she's walking like this. You say, what happened? You say, I'm hearing the sound. I'm hearing the sound. She's hearing something from another dimension. And you say, I love him. I love him. I told you, what do? Go home, off your phone, keep it for 1 month, break your heart. When you break your own heart, after you recover, if you need to cry, cry for 1 week. When you finish crying, recover and face your life. That road is a journey to widowhood. Either you die or the person dies. One way or the other, death is the end. Don't come and say, he said it's in the past. I told you there is past participle. There is past There is immediate past before present. If it is immediate past, we understand that is repenting, God is helping him. But don't put your life in jeopardy. Make sure that the person truly is repented. And it's not this kind of repentance when he wakes up, where he wakes up and say, I don't do it anymore. No. That kind of repentance needs to be supervised. Who helped the person repented? You find a womanizer, he said, I used to womanize. When was the last time you were in a relationship? He broke up last month. He said, I used to womanize. Do you know what you are saying? Somebody who is a drunk, say, I don't drink anymore. You say, when last? You say, 3 weeks ago, I've stopped. We thank God for what he's doing, but we will have to put you under surveillance for at least 6 months. Let a spiritual authority verify that you have overcome this matter. We don't despise you. But life is too precious to be risked like that. Somebody cannot walk out of marriage. An unbeliever leaves a woman with 2 kids and says she's starting all over, and then humps on you, and the next month you say you are going to get married. You are about to enter a pit, and the name of that pit is the grave. Before you are excited to say this man is caring, find out, what do you do? Before you look at this woman and say, this is a sensible woman, this woman will support me, find out, what do you do? Somebody cannot be bringing money to the table and the source of income is not verified, and then you jump up and you say, no, this is a responsible person. You are not responsible because you are paying the bills. You are responsible because beyond paying the bills, what you do is legitimate. Before you marry one Yahoo boy, and the next time they tell him before he gains promotion, he should sacrifice who he loves the most. And then you wake up from dream, he stands like this. You now say, oh, my husband loves me. This love has come afresh. There's no new love there. He's wondering what he will do when you are gone. It's sympathy. Be careful. I told you a story, right? So don't marry a man or a woman whose income you have not verified. Don't go and insist that I must know how much you earn. That's not what I'm saying. Because there are some people who are leeches and parasitic organisms. They are finding out if the salary is not up to 800,000, they can't take care of my nails, my holidays. That's not what we are saying. If you are a wreck, if you find somebody like that, run for your life. That's not what we are saying. If you get into a wrong marriage, these things, they will haunt you for a lifetime. You will remember the many times you saw these warning signals, but your emotions didn't let you take the right decision. You must be mature enough to separate your emotion from reason. If you don't have that capacity, you will suffer for a long time. Trust me, marriage situation is that situation where God and man are helpless. Because the way God designed this ordinance, he wired it into laws that himself will not break. And so if you enter wrongly, I love him, I love him, I love him. You will die, I love him. And many die. Regrettably. He doesn't fear God. He doesn't fear God. It doesn't matter. Is it everybody that should be a pastor? We are not saying he should be a pastor. We are saying, does this person fear God? You find a godless man, you are shouting, I love him, I love him. That's why many are wasted today. There are many people that is their own husbands that use them for ritual. There are many men today with great visions. It's their wives out of rage that killed them. And I'm telling you, real life situations. Last year, somewhere in Benue State, a woman out of rage, the husband was sleeping, took the pestle from the kitchen. When both of you are awake, you can beat her. But when you are sleeping, she took the pestle and broke the guy's head. When she broke the guy's head, she killed her own 2 children and killed herself. Our world is wicked. That's why I began by telling you that wickedness is growing. The earth is dying. My friends have settled down. Why am I not yet married? That's why many people ignore warning signals. The guy slaps them, but they wake up and say, well, they just have to get married this year. All their friends are married. You didn't come into the world with your friends. And you are not running on the same timetable. So please don't allow any form of pressure, either from family or from society or from within you, make you jump into the wrong marriage. You have a glorious destiny. Please fulfill that destiny. Your life is very important. Some people are under pressure. They feel if they don't get married, this immorality thing, they won't survive. Sex doesn't stop it. The discipline to remain pure is not sex. It's not marriage that gives it. There are many married men today who are adulterers. There are many married women today who are head deep in adultery. In fact, some of them, as they grow older, you will think they are tired. That's when they want to start. You'll find old women who should be mentoring younger ladies on how to love their husbands and grow. They are looking for young boys. And as corrupt as our world is now, there are websites where women are waiting for young people that they can pay money to satisfy them. These are married people. And there are many old men that should be thinking of the legacy they will leave for the world, who have boys all over the place scavenging young ladies for them. And so marriage does not stop sexual pressure, neither does age stop it. So if you are hoping you will get married so that you can live holy, you have been deceived. Better wake up now and ask the Holy Ghost to help you and discipline yourself to start living holy, because marriage is not about to stop it. If you are not even careful, marriage will give you reasons to.